look at the synchronicity.
Synchronicity.
I'm here for the sparkle and the synchronicity.
Yes.
What up? It is Thursday.
Ow.
It's another episode of Limelight Live. Let's get a hand clap. The last one of July.
Yeah.
Time for the kids to go back to school already.
It is.
When does your son go back to school, Kelvin?
August 18th.
Dang. Remember after Labor Day going back to school?
Yeah.
Po babies. But how you doing, JPK?
It's been a week.
It has.
It's been a week.
Lots has happened.
But I'm good. I am good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You ready to get into this adulting conversation later?
You know, because that's why I'm having a week.
Okay. well then. Well, we're going to get into it. This is Limelight Live. Let's go.
Wow.
You don't know it's you. Step into the limelight.
Hey. Well, you've had a week.
I've had a week.
Have I had a week? No, my week's been pretty good.
You've been busy?
I've been conquering adulting.
Come on, conquering.
And I'm like, y'all gonna get this black girl today.
Okay.
So I'm here. I'm here and I'm alive. But welcome everybody. This is Limelight Live on the Good News Radio. I am your girl Sharique LeMay, and it wouldn't be Limelight Live without
JPK, you know what it is.
You're delaying. Something's going. We got to get to the bottom of this.
All right, let's just start over. Come on, guys.
You know. Shout out to your boy Kelvin.
Hey.
And what's going on?
Girl, let me tell you. It's just I have multiple things stacked on top of each other. My mind is breaking into different parts of itself.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Obviously I'm going to talk to my boy later, but you know, obviously I've got work at Blavity, but then, you know, I'm working on Equity Crowdfunding Week with Laurel, which is coming up in September. And then there's another project that I've just been made privy to that I can't speak on just yet.
We like those.
And I'm like, oh, the price is going up.
Okay.
First of all.
There we go.
And, yeah, I just, that's all.
I'm
good, though.
We'll get into it. But yes, we do have a wonderful show ahead for the rest of this hour. And we're talking about adulting.
Yeah.
In all the, I call it the whimsical world of adulting.
The whimsical world of adulting.
Because it can be that. And we also have a really dope guest. You know, I think I kind of want to bring him in after the first topic because he didn't see Nope yet.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about Nope.
For sure.
But we got to bring him in because I heard he's a Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
A Marvel stan like
We've
the rest
had
of us.
discussions.
Okay.
Yes.
You didn't see Nope, right?
Nope.
Did you do your research before?
I saw it.
No, not you. I'm talking about our guest.
Our guest did not.
Okay.
We've established this already.
Stop trying to bang Kelvin. We have 2 Kelvins in the building. Shout out to that. Let's give a hand clap to all the Kelvins in the world.
It's just like 3 of us.
Well, let's go ahead and get into these flashlight topics. All right. Did y'all see Nope?
I did. I saw it actually after the show last week.
Right. 'Cause
Directly
you were supposed to go
after.
the next day.
Yeah.
So you went opening night.
I did.
We actually went on a whim. We weren't even planning on going the night that we went, but we went kind of deep.
Yeah.
And it was a moment.
Yeah.
It was a moment.
That is a good way to describe this film.
One of my friends said the movie is living rent free in his head. I said, not rent free.
It ain't rent free in my head.
No, it
Not
ain't,
rent
but
free.
It was good for a moment.
Yes.
That's what I will say. And
Yes.
that's not me saying that it was bad. That's not me saying it was good. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I can say.
Just say the ending. Come on.
No.
Okay.
Here's what I can say. I think when it comes to like my like eerie kind of spooky type of films, you know, that are in that thriller genre, I don't need them all to be a think piece. And I think that's what Jordan Peele is known for, right? Like at some point I had to go and read a think piece to fully understand and connect, and I was like, oh, this is why this is there, and that's how this connects, and you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes I just want to escape when it comes to like my horror and thriller stuff. So like just spill it out for me.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what I would say.
I think I'm different.
Okay.
I think I need the think pieces because I don't like spooky horror. Like, that's not my thing. Ask Miku. Whenever there's like a scary movie on, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Oh.
I'm not into that. So if I can be distracted by trying to figure out, the other messages and the other meanings, in between the lines, so to speak, then I'm here for that all day.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't very difficult to figure out.
It took me a couple of days.
There were. See, we can't talk about it because
Yeah,
we're gonna give it one more week
So-
and we'll dissect it.
So I'm in the same boat as you. Same thing every day.
Yeah.
Like I like to kind of see what's the meaning behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
And yeah, because I don't like that horror shit either. So,
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep at night. I'm adulting.
Well,
See, I don't be scared. That's y'all.
no, I don't get scared. It just freaks me out.
That's so scared.
You from Voodoo Land too, so it's a lot of
Yeah, I saw Princess and the Frog.
Eve
Get him off the
Bayou.
mic.
But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about Nope. Not today. We'll talk about it next week because we don't want to spoil it. It's only been a week, but it's
Damn
doing
it,
well.
Kelvin.
It's doing really
Yeah, it's
well.
doing really well. Listen, Kiki shined. I
Yeah.
mean, she just carried the whole movie.
She did.
Kiki was incredible.
Yeah.
Daniel
Kahlua. I think he did well. I think he really dug into that character.
Yeah.
I like a lot of times when you see actors that you've seen so many times, and I've said this many times before on this show, you're like, I'm looking at this actor. But the way he really got into that character
Yeah.
was impressive to me. And then because I know I've seen his personality, and we actually watched an interview with him on the Daily Show last night, and he's very like outspoken.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I would even say that his characters are polar opposites of who he actually is.
Yes. And Trevor Noah asked him a really interesting question. He was like, how is it when you get into these characters, do you get back to yourself? Like, do you carry a piece of that character with you? And he mentioned how usually when he's done with the role, he has to retreat and go be off by himself so he can rediscover who he is because he's so used to being that character. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I never thought of it like that. But I can see how that would work because as an actor or an actress, you have to be that person. What would this person do? What would be their mannerisms? What things would they like? So to think that he really got into that character, like, woo, child.
Ooh, child.
But he did start an Instagram and he said he's getting back to life, so that's good.
That's
good for
good,
him.
yeah.
He's getting back to
Kiki
life.
ain't never changed. Do you feel like Kiki always plays the same characters though?
I feel like Kiki's natural personality comes out in her characters. But I do think like she brings out different dynamics to each character. But like you always spot her
Right.
in it. And
Right.
yeah.
Because we also saw the Buzz Lightyear movie. And
did.
she's in that as well. And
Yeah.
it's totally Kiki.
Yeah.
I did at some no, it was always Kiki. I was like, did I ever not remember or not be conscious of the fact that it was Kiki Palmer? No, it was always Kiki.
Yeah.
So hey, she does good at what she does.
Well, Taika Waititi is in it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was great too.
She?
You gotta go see it. He.
Yeah.
Taika White.
The
Oh, I
director
thought you were
of-
talking about what's her name from Orange is the New Black. I just blanked on her name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. She was in there?
Yeah, she
Oh.
played the grandmother.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that.
Crazy Eyes from
Is it?
Orange
Yeah.
is the New Black. I blank on her name all the time. But yeah, so go see that too, you guys. That was really good.
Yeah.
Uzo, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that's what you said. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so shout out to Jordan Peele and everybody. I heard it's doing well in the box office. So go see it.
Go see it.
And let us know what you think. All right, so Comic-Con. Jay Pinkett was giving us the play-by-play this
I
weekend.
was a little. Well, I was following a play-by-play and be like, "Y'all, look at this text. Look at this tweet."
It was Comic-Con was. I think this was the most lit I've ever seen Comic-Con ever in life. The fact that I saw so much of it being reported on social media the way
Well,
that
because
it
we
was.
hadn't had it in 2 years.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Yep.
So they just like regurgitated
Yeah.
everything.
And Hall H, which was the hall that Marvel Studios was doing their panel on, the tickets. If you have tickets to Comic-Con, you get tickets, but you have to wait in line for them. So the tickets for them started. I have a colleague of mine who was working at Comic-Con. He said the tickets started in the very early afternoon, but they weren't handing them out until about 8 or 9 p.m.
Oh wow.
that night. And so he's like, I'm not getting in that hall. Like,
Dang.
like it was the place that people wanted to be.
Dang.
I mean, of course.
Of course, of course. So speaking of, I think we should go ahead and bring in our guest. 'Cause
Yes.
I heard he's an expert on these things.
Yes.
I'll let you do the honors.
Yes. So, this is a colleague, a friend, and oftentimes at work, my saving grace, because when I'm going through it, I know I can call on this guy. His name is also Kelvin. He is just an incredible guy. He's an associate creative producer for Blavity Inc. And yeah, bring him on. Kelvin Prather.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
Listen, it's going great. Thank you for having me.
Good. So yeah, we had to bring you in on this because
yeah,
I'm not the expert. I
Yeah.
just have commentary. So before we get into, of course, Wakanda Forever, what were some other key takeaways?
So we basically understood where we're at in this current phase,
Okay.
right? So if you know anything about Marvel Studios and the MCU, you know they break them out into phases. The
Right.
Infinity Saga was in 3 phases. Same thing with what we're now officially titling the Multiverse Saga.
Okay.
So we are currently in phase 4. Phase 4 is about to end. So everything from WandaVision up until Wakanda Forever, which is coming out in November, will be is considered phase 4.
Okay.
That includes the shows as well. So Miss Marvel, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, all of that.
Which I still haven't finished watching.
You haven't finished watching Loki?
No, Miss Marvel.
Oh, Miss Marvel. Finish it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
trying.
Even for the last 5 minutes, it's just so...
Okay,
Yes.
I'm trying. The soundtrack is great.
Yeah,
The music is awesome.
I love it. I love it. And one of the critiques about the current phase is that it kind of seems like it's all over the place.
Okay.
But Kevin Feige came out and said it's going to make sense. It's going to make sense. And so with what was announced at Comic-Con, with what we're going to anticipate seeing in phase 5 and 6, we're going to see where the tying of threads really happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you're into it? You're feeling
Yes,
it?
absolutely. I'm definitely into it. Me and him always have conversations on what they're doing over in Marvel, and now they've been able to expand with the multiverse. It's just going to get that much better. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to see all of it come together.
Yeah. So okay. So what else? So you told us some other things that are dropping. So
The Thunderbolts movie is officially confirmed.
Oh, it's a
If-
movie? I
yeah,
thought it
it's
was
going to be a
series.
movie.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a movie.
Gotcha.
And some of the characters involved with it. That team is basically a team of anti-heroes.
Like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
okay.
Some of those members include Yelena, which would be the new Black Widow.
Black Widow's
the
sister.
Abomination.
It was hilarious. I love her.
Yeah, no, she's great.
Yeah.
The Abomination, who is the Hulk's kind of nemesis.
Oh.
Yeah,
Not
he's the
She-Hulk.
one who has like the fins that come out of his
Yes.
head.
Yes.
Tim Roth.
Yes,
Tim
Tim
Roth.
Roth. And they're also saying that the character Ghost from the Ant-Man and the Wasp, the villain from that she's
Okay.
probably going to be in it. Also for I think Christopher Walker, is that his name? The guy who was the other Captain America in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Or
Okay.
John Walker. That's his name. John Walker.
Walker.
So the character Val, who's played by Julia Dreyfus, her character, she's essentially like the Nick Fury to this team. You've
she's
seen
like
her
Viola
pop up.
Davis.
She's recruiting this team. That's what's happening
She's
there.
Viola Davis, basically, in Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to DC.
Yeah. Okay. There's always a mirror.
Okay, so there's just so many things happening. I did see the trailer for She-Hulk. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Oh, I'm hyped.
I was never really into Hulk.
No, like Hulk isn't an exciting character to me. But what I do like about She-Hulk is because in her comic series, like she's always comedic. Like she's funny.
Right.
She has a
Okay.
huge sense of humor.
Breaking
And
fourth wall.
this show is officially labeled a sitcom.
Okay.
So, and also they've said that expect to see a whole bunch of cameo appearances that you wouldn't think. Like, because she's a lawyer, she's going to be an attorney. She's basically the front-facing attorney for like superheroes,
Oh.
kind of. So it's going to be interesting to see
Okay, Marvel,
what
get
comes
in-
of her show.
Get in the bag. Marvel,
Yeah,
get in
I
the
think
bag.
Daredevil's going to be in that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He
Yeah.
was in the trailer that was released.
did
He's
see
at
the
the very
trailer.
end.
Yeah,
Daredevil
yeah.
will be in her show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, multiverses. All right, well, we got to get into it. We got to talk about the trailer. The
Period.
trailer that just had everybody shook this
Had
past
me
weekend.
crying.
Yep.
I didn't cry, but it's so beautiful.
I cried.
It's
I watched
so
it like
beautiful.
20 times.
Wakanda Forever trailer dropped, and it looked amazing, to say the least. But of course, it did not come with some controversy.
Of course.
Because of course, if you haven't seen the trailer, this is not really a spoiler, but we now know that they did go ahead and decide to kill off the character T'Challa, who was played by
Chadwick Boseman.
And a lot of people were surprised. A lot of people have different feelings, and it's just been crazy. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
So we already knew that Shuri was going to be taking on, the role of Black Panther.
We think.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
They did kind of leave it to the imagination.
Yes.
That's right. They just showed the...
Because it could also be Lupita Nyong'o's character.
It could.
Yeah.
It could.
Yeah.
that would be interesting. Nonetheless, girl power, everything,
Yeah.
Black girl magic.
Yeah,
all
women are
throughout.
running Wakanda right now.
Yeah, all throughout, and I'm here for it. But it does complicate things a bit because now we have the hoteps who are hotepping, hotepping all over social media, doing the full, including on my post. So for those of you who don't know, I am an admin on one of the larger Afrocentric American film Facebook groups, and so I had posted the trailer. As soon as you sent it to me, I posted it in that group because I knew it was we needed to see it. The very first comment that I received, and I'm going to read, and I quote, "So since he died, they made this an opportunity to turn it into a feminist anti-black male movie." Can we get a womp?
I hit her. Way ahead of you. Jesus.
And this is what's happening. A lot of people are like, okay, well, where are the men? You guys are just like, it's just women Wakanda for, because of course you have Angela Bassett, who in herself
Queen Ramonda.
is queen, auntie, all through and through, and she has this powerful essence. And I don't know, it's just it's twofold. So it's that issue on top of the fact that people feel as though T'Challa should be recasted. So what do we think, guys?
Okay, two things.
Yes.
Wait, Kelvin, do you have something?
I'm gonna let you jump in.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you jump in.
Okay, so right, which one? Okay, so my only thing is that I don't mind it. I don't mind the women taking over Wakanda. I definitely can't wait to see how Lupita and Shuri do their thing. I don't mind it. I trust Ryan. He's showed me so much that he's been able to do with the characters, with the story. So I don't have a problem with them recasting T'Challa. So I definitely don't have any problem with it.
Yeah.
But see, they're not recasting T'Challa. They're replacing.
Well, here's what's
the Black
happening.
Panther.
Here is. Let me give y'all some insight.
Okay. I'm here for it.
So a quote was said by, I think it was Coogler, or Feige. I can't remember. But we will never see a 616 version of Black Panther. If you know what 616 is, it was the first time that they said it was in the Multiverse of Madness. The 616 is the world that we know as with the current heroes.
Right.
Because we are now introduced to the multiverse, right? You can, I'm sure, 100% anticipate, because of how important Black Panther is, you can anticipate seeing a reiteration of him from a different universe. So with that being said, because I was definitely on the recast T'Challa movement, but after seeing this trailer, I really see what they wanted to do. They really wanted to do like a final goodbye to Chadwick, which absolutely is warranted, and it did open up the realm of the other corners of Wakanda, because Wakanda has its own comic series. It's very in-depth.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on there. And they're able to do this and highlight the incredible, very powerful women of Wakanda, which is always been known to be. And to boy who left that comment on your post, women in power is not a loss to you.
Exactly.
This is not an attack on masculinity. It's not an attack on men. Why can't women also be the queens, the heroes?
I'm saying.
Like this is not anti-black male. It's pro everything.
Pretty sure Winston Duke is still in the movie.
Yeah, M'Baku is still there.
Right.
He has a very large role.
Right.
So yeah.
And rumor is still out there about Killmonger, possibly. Potentially.
So when you were saying about the multiverse thing, I could totally see Killmonger coming back from a different universe as Black Panther. I could see that.
That's a possibility.
But did you know that there is a petition There's a full-blown petition, specifically only in regards to recast T'Challa. So according to the movement petition, writing off T'Challa comes at the expense of audiences, especially black boys and men who saw themselves in him. In late 2021, the matter became further complicated when Boseman's brother Derek made a statement saying he believed his late brother would have wanted another actor to take over the role following his passing, which I agree with that. I can agree with that.
I agree with that.
And I sent this clip to you guys, and we with Van formerly from TMZ, where he spoke about it, and he just spoke about, the black trauma. Why is it that our character has to get killed off when so many other characters, mine is Iron Man, right? But so many characters have been recasted in the past, and so many people look, it started a whole movement within black joy and black boy joy. And so I totally understand that, and I agree. I feel as though we deserve that character.
He's coming.
But who's to say we're not going to get another?
We're
right?
100% going to get another one, especially with the announcement of Secret Wars, which is happening in 2025. We're not going to have that epic battle of a movie without Black Panther. Yeah, it's going to happen. I just think because of the type of spirit and heart that Chadwick had, and his respect to the film, to the story, to the character, and to the Marvel Universe as a whole, and to the fandom, I think Feige and everyone at Marvel Studios really wanted to pay homage to an incredible creative man. And I really think they took the opportunity to do this, him and Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, and I know, let's face it, Ryan Coogler and Chadwick were boys.
Yeah.
Like they had a very close relationship. So I totally get it. I have hope, and because of our understanding, we know that there's going to be another.
He's coming.
But my question then is, depending on the multiverse, is that lazy writing? Some people say it's kind of lazy.
I think two things can be true.
Okay.
I feel like I can agree and kind of disagree with it.
Okay.
Because my thought is that the multiverse saga is essentially helping open doors for what's happening after this saga. They kind of need that, almost, I want to say almost gimmick of the multiverse. Just bring someone in from another universe. Well, yeah, because they have much, much bigger plans ever since the acquisition of the X-Men characters and the Fantastic Four and stuff. Like, y'all have no idea. I dive so deep into this stuff. You have no idea.
But see, and that's the thing, and we can't expect everybody to. Some people are very surface level, when it comes to the MCU. So whereas
the real ones know.
Right. But then, and that leads you to think even twice. Like, okay, well, we do have kids. We do have people who don't understand, that are just affected by the imagery, that are simply affected by the storytelling, and it is what it is. And a lot of people are like, well, if you pay attention to the comic books, and some people say, well, this isn't the comic books,
right?
This is a whole other thing.
I agree.
So I get it. I get it. So this is another tweet that was kind of going around that was pretty popular. It says, Ryan Coogler really turned Wakanda into a failed African state in 2 movies. They went from rich and powerful to having invasions, multiple kings killed, government in disarray, civil wars, mass destruction. Black folks can't have nothing.
But all of this actually happened.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It was
Exactly.
like you're just going along with the source material.
Exactly.
And then if it was all perfect, there wouldn't be no story, right?
Right, like there has to be conflict.
Exactly.
These are like superhuman people. Like they fight. Like what y'all want them to do? Like Namor and the Atlanteans coming into Wakanda. Like they've been butt heads.
Oh yeah,
that's nothing new.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
They want the superheroes in office jobs and just
right,
chilling.
Okay,
but I totally understand it. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
I do think people just need to be a little bit more patient. And who's to say that Black Panther should be the only Black superhero? We're gonna get Blade.
Yeah.
Blade is coming. When is Blade dropping?
Blade drops next year.
Okay.
I think October, November.
Captain America is now black. So.
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America, New World Order. Yeah, that was confirmed.
So it's happening.
Yeah,
it's
all
happening.
these things are happening.
You still have Miles Morales.
Yep,
Yes.
Miles Morales. He's
Monica
gonna come.
Rambeau.
Oh yeah, because he has a big role in the Secret Wars storyline in the comics. So I know they're gonna bring him in.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 So why y'all complaining?
Yeah, like listen.
Find something else. Find
They go at the end of the saga. They're gonna look back and be like, "Oh,
I get it now."
yeah.
But do we think this is showing the sexism that still runs rampant within our culture? Because so many of these, I call them hoteps. They're not. They may not always be hoteps.
I think sexism is just the misogyny, misogynoir, like all it. Like, y'all, what? What, y'all? Let women rule. We've already seen. History has proven what happens when only men run the world. Relax. Again, a woman in power is not an attack on you. Okay, fellas, like relax.
And we gon' be the bomb and the best and everything else. So who's to say, But so do you agree that?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's an attack on your masculinity. I think that the individuals making those comments are it's silly.
They're fragile,
very silly, very silly.
They're very fragile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Women can do just as much as men, if not more, and I don't think it's an attack on men at all. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think what it is people are just struggling with the fact that we lost Chadwick.
Yeah,
and I think it's a reflection of society, because people don't want to deal with death and loss and trauma and tragedy, and I think that really is what it boils down to. We all gonna die, y'all. Like we're not gonna be here forever. It's not to minimize it in any way, and I think that's probably what's gonna make this feel a little bit more real than in the past, where you could just recast somebody and go on about your business. I think we really have to, as a people, as a culture, and that's black, white, whoever, really deal with this loss and face it and accept it and honor who we did lose in a powerful way. I'm still not over Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not okay that he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to face it. I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Recasting isn't easy. Like, you can't recast Iron Man. You can't recast Wolverine. You can't recast Black Panther. It's not like they didn't think about it.
You can recast Wolverine.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No, it's hard to recast Hugh Jackman, man.
Yeah.
Because he was just like the
Perfect.
Maybe it's because I'm over the character. Like, all right.
He's just a little too perfect. But they can go ahead. They can recast Storm.
Oh, they need to. Yeah. That's happening.
But let us know what you guys think. Recast T'Challa, not recast T'Challa. Are you going to see the movie? Are you boycotting? We're going to go into this commercial break. Are you boycotting? We're going to go into this commercial.
Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them.
The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast Pit is coming.
Are you trying to buy a home, car, or make other investments and being discriminated against because of your credit score? At Credit909.com, our professionals can help you remove judgments, student loans, child support, medical bills, and other erroneous and negative items on your credit report. Call 800-752-9763 today for a free credit analysis and consultation, or text credit to 909-688-5461.
Hey, my name is Jasmine Sweets, and I'm so excited to be bringing you The Sweet Spot on TGN Vibes, Good Vibes, and R&B. Playing the old school, new school, and in between. I'm coming to you this summer. Stay tuned.
What's up? It's Brandon from the Primos Chilos radio show. Are you tired of filthy, lowbrow, scummy entertainment? Well, I don't have the solution for you. Check out the Primos Chilos radio show, live Thursdays at 12 on TGN Latinx.
Are you single and ready to mingle? Well, you may not be, but now here's your chance to purchase an all-new 30-day journal, Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. It's by me, Chanel, co-host of Brunch with Besties show. You can purchase your journal right now on Amazon by typing in Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle. Now is the time to do the work. I'm rooting for you. Go ahead and purchase your journal now. Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. Are you ready?
We interrupt your regular scheduled program to bring you this ratchet announcement. What's up? It is Kelvin Unique, one half of the Get Right radio show that happens each and every Sunday live right here on TGN Talk. Do not miss it because we're about to get you right.
It's back, Jax. Have you heard? It's back.
Michael, what are you talking about? What's back?
The Podcast Pit. It is returning Monday, May 23rd. Brand new venue.
Oh my God, the Podcast Pit is back. Exciting. Where's it at?
It's going to be at Joxer's Daily at 7:30 p.m.
I know where that's at. That's at 11168 Washington Boulevard in Culver City.
So, Jax, will I see you there?
Oh, you know it, baby.
Yo, this is Jay Slee from Hollywood Unlocked.
And we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Did you enjoy our flashlight topics?
I did.
Topic. It was all about Marvel.
Right. I mean, we talked about Nope.
Okay, yeah.
Did we though? We said what we said.
And shout out to all the Beehive crew sitting down waiting, or you may have already gotten the album, but
yeah,
we'll
I know
talk about
there was
that
a
next
leak.
week. Oh,
people was leaking stuff.
Oh, child.
You ain't no real fan.
But we are going to now get into our spotlight of the evening. Welcome back. This is Limelight Live. I am your girl, Sharique LeMay.
I'm Jay Pinkay.
And today we are talking about creatives and adulting.
Adulting.
And we have some adults in the room.
Yeah.
Minus your boy, Kelvin.
Wow. And I'm just going to point something out. I'll talk about it more later, but I don't feel like an adult, but I'll get back to that.
Okay, we'll get back to that. But we have Kelvin, the other Kelvin in the building.
Kelvin Prather.
Yes.
Kelvin Prather.
Thank you for being with us again and giving us your input from your Marvel expertise.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you for having me, always.
So, Kelvin, first off, thank you for being here. One, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Kelvin and I are co-workers at Blavity Inc. He's an associate creative producer.
Shout out to Good Job.
Yeah, super talented guy. I want to give you the floor a little bit to talk about yourself, talk about, projects that you're working on and, what you're doing out here in LA, what brought you out here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, born and raised in Washington, D.C.
Come on, D.C.
Right, exactly. Shout out to the DMV. And pretty much, I've always been in the creative field. My family works in the creative field. And I got the acting bug pretty quickly. So, right around like 17, I decided that, this is definitely what I want to do.
Yeah.
But then, an unfortunate incident happened where I got hurt. And then, to keep a long story short, basically, I started getting into screenwriting.
Okay.
So, then I wanted to be able to expand myself in terms of how do I tell these stories in many different ways, whether I'm a producer, actor, writer, and then that's how I started my production company.
Oh wow. What's it called?
I was about to say, what's the name?
Yeah, absolutely. Artistic Mind Studios. You'll be able to see everything coming towards the end of the year. We have a lot coming up. I'm always writing when I'm not at Blavity.
Okay.
As a screenwriter, but I definitely plan on, like I told Joshua not too long ago, taking everything that I learned out here in LA and bringing that back to my city down in DC. A lot of the opportunity is simply not there in the DMV, and if I can bring that back to the individual that look like myself who grew up in those situations, listen, I'm a happy man.
Right, I'm here for it.
That's what it's all about.
See, that's talent right there.
The alignment, because we talked about it. What was that, last week?
Last week,
you said you wanted to take something back.
To New Orleans.
I definitely want to take something back to the Bay. That's we have to expand.
Absolutely.
But before we can even do that, we got to get through the day, child.
Listen.
So we're going to talk to Kelvin about how he is adulting, because he seems like he's doing pretty well. Me, on the other hand, I don't know.
I'm definitely not.
I'm just getting by. But for those of you who are, you guys are familiar with the term adulting. It is a noun which is informal. And the definition is the practice of behaving in a way characteristic of a responsible adult. Responsible, keyword. Especially the accomplishment of mundane but necessary tasks. Washing dishes, folding clothes. The things that I don't like to do.
Yes.
An example, it feels really good to take a step back from adulting and have someone else to cook dinner for me. You know? Because most of the time you'll just go to McDonald's or
I won't go to McDonald's, but I'll go somewhere else.
I have cereal.
I like Burger King. So we wanted to have this conversation because it seems as though adulting is really hard.
It is.
Especially as a millennial.
Yes.
And they say we complain, but I mean, damn.
Look at what y'all set us up with.
Y'all lied to us.
For real.
So hard. But how does adulting specifically look different as a creative? And how does it differentiate us from others? Because I feel as though we give ourselves additional responsibilities. We could easily just go get a job somewhere and just do whatever. But we usually have other goals and other ambitions outside of that
one
income
thing.
driven job. So, you know, you have a production company, I have a production company, you do everything. And
I'm a media man.
So aside from that, what do you think really differentiates how creatives tackle adulting?
If I could step in here, sometimes like sometimes for me, because my mind creatively is in so many different places, when I have to step back and be an adult, I don't want to be an adult. Straight up. And so it's like I've kind of leaned into paying for convenience.
Hey,
I'm not cooking, and I can cook. I know how to work and operate a kitchen, but I've reframed the idea that, like, you know what, I like that people cook for me, so that's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for people to cook for me, you know. And that's just literally just comes from mental exhaustion. You know, because I respect the culinary world. To me, cooking is also under the creative umbrella. Yeah, it's an art, and so I've already exhausted so much of myself in other things. I don't want to. Like, I want to cook under non-stressful situations.
Definitely. It takes time.
And that's just one example.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. What about you?
No, likewise. Honestly, being able to pay for convenience has saved me so much time. Like, after we get off of work, like, I cannot tell you how much my brain is fried. Not to mention, I still got to work on a script, or I still got to work on this idea. Like,
it's hard.
You need somebody to cook for you, possibly even
clean
you
for
as well.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that little bit of help gets me through.
It goes far.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I've had conversations with my mom, right, where, like, you know, I'm talking to her and she's like, oh, I have to clean the house, I have to do this, and I was like, well, Mom, just hire someone.
Yeah.
She's like, no. I was like, what do you mean, Mom? Like, I've hired someone to, like, come clean my bathroom. She's like, no, I could never. And that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, Mom, like, when people make money, like, why not? You're also absolutely stimulating the economy by doing that. You know, you're putting money back into someone who does this for a living. I'm like, you gotta kind of break away from that, because Mom, I don't want you to be stressed. Like, you shouldn't have to clean up after grown people.
Cortisol will kill you.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think what people also need to remember is that all the conveniences that you have came from a creative.
Yeah.
Came from someone saying, hey, we need to innovate and create this thing so that I can take my time back. So everything you see, these computers, these iPhones,
DoorDash,
everything came from someone with a creative mind that had to envision and imagine something that didn't already exist. And so that's why we have Uber. That's why we have the luxuries that we have today, and it's going to keep happening and keep growing. I'm excited to see the future. And I agree with you. The conveniences, I'm still trying to get over that, but I did a thing this week. I sent you a picture today. I went ahead and redid I told you.
I'm going to do it too.
I've been doing this whole revamping my apartment thing because, you know, my rent is good where it's at and I'm just going to stay, right? And so I went ahead and swapped out my desk. I got one of the electronic desks that raise and go up and down and up and down. And, you know, I do work from home. And I said, you know what? I need to be able to walk while I'm on these calls and on the computer. So I went ahead and got a treadmill, child. I have a walking treadmill, and I can be on my computer and getting my steps in.
It's the foldable kind that you can fit under your desk. So she's working, but she's getting her steps in too.
And let me tell you,
convenience.
Yes, clap for convenience.
Yes. But convenience that feeds back to your wellness.
Yes.
And overall health.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Exactly. And there's
because it's too hot outside to walk.
Sometimes it can be, you know, it might rain, and then I'll admit that I have an issue with procrastination. I do. I know that about myself. I'm working on it every day. I'm not perfect. But in order to allow myself to feel good and be in a good place, you know, I have to sometimes spin on certain things.
Yeah.
My horoscope said that I do that. And
Yeah.
it's very true.
Yeah.
So I'm all for the luxuries and the conveniences. Sometimes it can go a little too far. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do a little too much. But it's good to put myself in check.
Yeah.
Every so often.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that's me. What about you, Kelvin? He got a Tesla, so we
every episode.
So then, what would you say are some of the best aspects of adulting? What do you think are the highlights? Is it hard to think of what the highlight would be?
This is kind of like an altered answer, because what I'm gonna say is, I think the best part of adulting is who made the rules. You're the adult now. If I want to eat ice cream for dinner, I'm going to eat ice cream for dinner.
Yep.
You know, it's like when we were kids, I thought like, man, I don't want to be an adult because you have to do this and that and then. And I'm like, actually, I could do whatever I want.
That's
right. Yeah.
So I want to say that's kind of the best thing. And this is where I'm going to connect what I said earlier about I don't feel like an adult, because my spirit and my mind, what my body feels its age, my spirit and my mind very much still feels very childlike. I still have a very like young curiosity about me. I'm like, I don't feel like no grown up. What? I'm in my 30s. Like, wait, what? No, I'm like 15. Like, I don't know. And I think that's kind of like a personality of mine, which I hope I never lose, even well into my old age. Like, I want to like kind of keep that.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I would say the same. It's having wisdom, I think, is probably the best part, because I can see things and I can say, okay, been there, done that. Let me go on and do this. Just like we asked a question during the podcast pit.
Yeah.
If you could choose a door, either get $10 million or go back in time and redo some things, a lot of us would choose $10 million because there's things that we've already done that we know to do differently when we get that cash in. Speaking of which, the lottery is huge right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you hear about like 9 tickets for like one number short?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
That would wreck me.
That's as close as it got.
But yes, so what about for you, Kelvin? Is there anything about adulting that you really do enjoy?
I'll say this: as expensive as it is outside right now, the beautiful thing I will say about being an adult, honestly, is just the freedom of it. As hard as it can be at times, to know that at the end of the day, I can do what I want to do. To his point, like I can stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Go out, nobody to answer to. It's a beautiful thing, honestly, when you think about it. But that probably would be the best part about being an adult, other than all the bad things that come with it.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to pose a question. What's like a chore or something that you actually enjoy?
For me, I don't mind washing clothes. Yeah.
Same. I love doing laundry.
Yeah. You know, it's going to smell great in my apartment.
Yeah. I find it to be lightly therapeutic. Yeah. Like even the folding part.
I don't have a problem with it at all. Yeah. Dishes? No, not my ministry.
I hate dishes.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all weird.
You don't have a chore you lightly enjoy?
I don't have any chore that I like other than taking a shower and getting dressed and leaving.
That's not a chore. That is personal maintenance. Personal upkeep.
I enjoy my face routine.
Girl,
I enjoy.
Get off the mic.
Is brushing your teeth a chore? I love doing that.
Oh my gosh.
But I will say, there's ways that you can create mechanisms and ways to do things that can make it so that you enjoy it, or to trick your mind into doing things. Have any of you guys ever read the book Atomic Habits?
I haven't. I have not read it yet.
There's a YouTube paraphrasing on that, but
so I can watch the YouTube and not read the book.
You can watch the YouTubes about it. They're quite interesting.
I think that'll save me a lot of time. We are talking about convenience here.
The book is called Atomic Habits: An Easy and Proven Way to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones by James Clear. I suggest you guys go look into it. But one of the things that the whole book really talks about is creating a system, and it's more or less not about, you know, who's the best or being the best or trying to force yourself into doing things. What really proves success with anything that you do is creating a mechanism that works. And so for me, like I said, I've been really trying to make these mechanisms work because I can't depend on nobody else but myself. I'm an adult. I'm grown, right? So just trying to do that actually has been rewarding for me. I enjoy that. I enjoy trying to figure out the systems in which I'm going to do things. Whereas before I had to just depend on my parents, who did a pretty good job. Y'all did pretty good. But now having to figuring out what these systems and these mechanisms are for myself, that is a chore within itself. But I could do better. I could write things down. I can do my little task manager and all that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's pretty stressful.
Do you feel like if you write it down that it holds yourself accountable throughout the day? Like, okay, I checked this off or I checked this off.
Hey,
I've heard
I like doing it.
I have done that. I do it, but I'm not consistent with it, which is the issue. It's like, because I'm an adult, I could just say I don't want to do it. You know, it's like just having the choice and the freedom says, okay, I choose peace. I choose my sanity in this moment, and I'm not going to do it. So there's that constant battle. That constant battle.
It's a battle.
Yeah.
Oh, I just something illuminated within now myself. In my head.
It's a battle within myself.
Yeah.
So, but is that something that you do?
Yeah, it's helped me, I guess, because like I bought this big old white board and I set it up, and I'll have different tasks and whatnot. Okay, I know I have to go run this errand, and then I have to come back and I have to do this, and then I have to do that, and slowly I've realized, okay, like, man, I got a lot done today. Like, so it's
because of the list.
Yes, it's helped me. Okay.
I could agree.
I will say,
when I take the time to actually make a list,
it does help me be productive
because I like that feeling of checking it off.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, game changer.
But sometimes I think a lot of people get really into their heads when doing it. That's me. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know which one to prioritize, and even the act of trying to figure it out exhausts me. And then I'm like, I'm just going to lay down and take a nap.
Well, then there's another book. Oh man, I forgot the name. But basically, it's
out there.
It's out there. It's basically the concept is, you might even know it. Finding the most important thing and making sure that one thing gets done, right? Fuck everything else. Like, you'll get to them, but as long as that one thing got done, okay, cool. You've accomplished the goal for that day.
Yeah.
Anything else is like lagniappe. It's extra. We say that in Louisiana. It's like extra. It's just, And so I like that concept too. So it kind of gives you this mentality of accomplishment. Like, I'm not a complete failure. I did get the one thing I set out to do done today.
Yeah. I will say one of the things that I've been struggling with more recently in terms of adulting is just dealing with reminiscing on when I wasn't or when I was first starting out adulting. Unfortunately, a month ago, I lost a good friend of mine from college, and we had his memorial this past weekend. And going through pictures from, undergrad freshman year when I was fresh 18 and just still had a little bit of dependency that I could have on my parents, and looking back at even things from high school, it kind of makes me, I don't want to say sad, but it makes me a little misty-eyed, because it's like those were the times, when just the world and everything was so fresh and brand new, and the good times. And I actually saw something on the news today, or something I was watching on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, y'all. It's weird. But they say between the ages of your high school years and up until you're about like 22, that's when you remember the most. That's when things are more impactful to you. You remember music and songs that resonate with you the most during those years, those formative years. And I think once you pass those formative years and now you're really in adulting, it's not the same. And I agree. Like, when we play music, our favorite music is from when I was coming in and out of high school, going into college, and I'm like, that was my era. And sometimes it's like, damn, that era is over. And it kind of can make me sad sometimes. And now people are getting older, and like I said, we have to deal with death, and it's hard.
High schools are using Throwback Thursdays as our
Oh God.
They dressing up like we was dressed. I am offended.
We did 80s.
This is their 80s. This is their 80s. Like,
exactly.
I am offended.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
I saw something like that too. That kind of rubbed my soul in the wrong way.
Early 2000s week at school this week.
No.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yo, like, so I went to Abbot Kinney like 2 weeks ago at this one spot, and it was like, college kids and this and that, and I felt so out of place. They were bumping all the music we were down with, back in the day, and I overheard someone say, "Hey, this is the song my parents used to play when we used to clean the house." Like,
your parents?
Like, what the? I was, man.
Child, somebody had a funny little thing up online, and they were talking about people born in the late 90s being the elders, and then they were like, well, what you mean, what about people born in the 80s? And they were like, you mean the ancestors?
Oh no.
Yes, I saw this on TikTok. Yes.
Did you just call us ancestors?
I think the fuck not.
I'm upset.
And it's like we're not those kids anymore. Like,
right.
in those, they move the culture.
Yeah.
That age range is what really moves the culture. And I would say our age range no longer has the focus and has the culture moving mechanism behind us.
We do have the buying power, though.
We do. We do. We have a little bit more disposable income.
That's right.
I'm going to give that to us.
That's
and the wisdom.
There we go. But I think that part really gets to me in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a grown up, and
Yes.
it's not. It is my time, but it's not our time anymore.
Yeah.
I think I'm struggling.
You know
with
what?
that.
I can actually point this to what's happening right now with Instagram, and you know how the whole thing that's going on with like
Yes.
Instagram being more reel heavy, and that's what they're gearing towards. And because what's his name? I forget his name. The founder of Instagram or whatever, the president.
Mm-hmm.
He went on to say that this is where the audience is moving. And when he says that, he's not talking about us. He's talking about this much younger demographic. This teen demographic that's basically kind of really navigating the full panel of Instagram and really making it Instagram. But then what about us? Make an alternative for us. Some of us just want to see photos of our friends.
Yeah, it's called Facebook.
I stopped using Facebook because Facebook is problematic.
I'm
But
still on Facebook, child.
I'm on there, but I don't use it.
I thrive.
I'm on there. I don't use. The only thing I use that for is I just got one right now. My grandfather sends me little prayers and stuff in Messenger.
Grandpa.
I'm like, oh, thanks, abuelo. I appreciate it. You be sending me the most random
But
stuff.
I really think that's a thing because I think a part of adulting is coming face to face with having an existential crisis and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I've been watching videos about that too. It's just being aware of your expiration date.
Yeah.
Being more conscious of it.
It's funny you say this because one of the questions you have here is, does our adulting look different than our parents?
Yeah.
And we're literally saying what they probably said about us coming up. What? So one of my friends said, y'all do understand that now we're the drunk aunties and uncles at the party. That's who we are now.
Facts.
No.
Sharik, I'm a drunk auntie. I've claimed that.
This past weekend was Auntie's Day. Shout out to all the aunties.
Yeah.
Uncles too. Y'all get the love. Y'all get the love. Yeah, no, my niece is turning 24 next year. Bro. It's really hard.
Dog. I want to get into these relatable tweets that you shared.
Yes.
Because I just saw them and I was like, this is hilarious.
So what's really funny about adulting is that adulting is still a big topic because, like I said, we may not be the ones that people are paying attention to, but our generation is so clever because we're clever as hell. I mean, we're the ones at the seats. We have seats at the tables right now, quite honestly. So we're still moving things, but these 27 relatable tweets that BuzzFeed put out actually just last week had me dying. I'll just read a couple of them. Ashley Winter says, adulting is so fake. Like, just admit you want to eat a meat platter. Why are you calling it a charcuterie board? Just fake. And I think that's another thing, and I think that causes some of the imposter syndrome that we spoke about earlier in the season is like, because we're adulting, we feel like we have to do adult things. Child, I didn't know what the hell a charcuterie board was until last year. Everybody got a charcuterie board. Everybody is a sommelier. Right? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Not a meat platter, though. You want a meat platter with cheese?
Meat and cheese and fruit platters, okay?
It's just sliced thin, so that makes it charcuterie.
Joe says, all those galaxies with trillions of planets inside, and we end up on the one with a 40-hour work week.
Yep, I saw that one.
Facts. And that goes back to when we were talking about, that picture from NASA and, the new. And I'm like, man, you really think about this vast universe, and we worried about taxes.
Thank
what?
You. Thank you.
What is life?
Last one that stood out to me: how parents go from sex is bad to I want grandkids. This should be studied. Y'all do know how we got here, right?
Yep.
But also, I found out through my research that Michigan State University is offering an Adulting 101 summer course that you could sign up for, y'all, even me.
Sounds like a scam.
Potentially. I would have taken it. Registration is currently open through August 4th, and each class has different segments, and they are, as I follow and say, getting organized. Home food preservation. That's for you, JPK. The informed renter.
Don't cover me.
Healthy you. I would take this class.
You looked at him for all four. God damn.
I'm reading.
You reading me.
Right? Thank you.
Would you take this class, Kelvin?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it probably would have helped me in my younger days.
Is it free?
That I don't know. You're going to have to go onto the website.
And sign up and then, add your credit card.
Or I'll just take a YouTube course.
But you remember they used to have home ec. Home economics is not a class that I think that they have in high schools anymore. And I think we were the generation that kind of just missed that.
Yeah.
Like I think home ec stopped being available once I was in my sophomore year at my high school.
I remember it. That would be right. I think I'm two years ahead of you.
It was also a little misogynistic. They were teaching women how to sew and cook, but at the same time, like if you don't know how to boil rice and clean it,
that's a problem.
It's a huge issue. So I think adulting looks a lot different, and I think adulting it's like a damn multiverse out here. So I think having a course, it is. It's like
full circle,
bro. Look how I tied that in. I need an applause.
And sparkles.
But yes, but again, we hope everyone is doing well as we're coming to the realization that we are getting up there.
Yeah,
and we just have to give ourselves grace. That's really what
give
this
yourself
is
grace.
All about at the end of the day.
And like I said at the beginning, there really are no rules to this. Like, just do your best, respect people, take care of yourself,
go on walks.
Go on walks or buy a treadmill to fit under your desk.
Order a meal planning service.
Yes. That's next. That's next because I feel like I really want to do that because I feel like that will force me to have home cooked meals. Yeah. And I thoroughly enjoy a home cooked meal.
I tried it, but it's like from scratch and I didn't have time for that.
Oh, see, I like to make a meal from scratch.
Stick to your cereal.
Same. I meal prep at the end of the week and I found that it helps me.
We're going to have Kelvin teach the Adulting 101 class, okay?
Yeah.
So, Kelvin, where can our audience find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Kelvin Prather _ along with Twitter, the same tagline, Kelvin Prather _ And just be on the lookout for a lot of the different things that we come in with Artistic Mind Studios. And
shout out to Blavity.
Yeah,
giving y'all checks.
Shouts out to Blavity.
Okay.
I appreciate the checks.
we still need the checks now. But thank you everyone for tuning in, and we hope that you are enjoying adulting. Make sure you are following us on all of our platforms, Limelight Live Show, and as well as the Good News Radio. Shout out to your boy Kelvin.
That's me.
And Kelvin, who's also in the studio with us. Shout out to you, J. Pinkay.
Thank you. Yes, shout out to you, Sharik LeMay.
Definitely. Thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bow.